Welcome to our weekly newsletter on the economy, where we bring you the latest updates on business and economic trends. Today, I will take you on a journey through this week's newsletter. To receive our weekly newsletter and stay informed on the latest economic developments, simply follow our website in the description below. So let's get started. Our first topic focuses on promoting health equity, the role of business leaders in creating a fair and healthy workforce. It's crucial to acknowledge that the business leaders and employers can play a significant role in promoting health equity and addressing disparities within the workforce. In the US alone, health disparities result in approximately $320 billion in excess medical costs, having massive implications for society as a whole. Creating a healthier and more equitable workforce benefits not only society but also businesses by fostering a more productive environment. Moving on, let's discuss the latest figures regarding South Korea's unemployment rate. In April, the country's unemployment rate stood at an impressive 2.8%, marking a 0.2% decrease compared to the previous year. This decline resulted in a total of 804,000 unemployed individuals, representing a noteworthy 6.9% decrease year-on-year. Now let's shift our attention to Croatia's information service sector and its earning potential. In March 2023, the average monthly net earnings per person in paid employment within Croatia's legal entities reached an impressive €1,130, and this figure positions Croatia's information service sector as one of the highest paying sectors in the country. And moving on to tourism, we have exciting news about Turkey's position as a global tourism destination. According to the World Tourism Organization, Turkey is projected to secure the fourth spot among the world's most popular tourism destinations in 2022. With an estimated 963 million travelers expected to explore various destinations, the tourism industry is poised to generate a staggering $1.1 trillion in spending. The Mediterranean region emerged as the top choice for tourists, accounting for 28% of the global tourism. France attracted the highest number of tourists, within 80 million visitors, followed closely by the US. Turkey secured an impressive fourth place, welcoming 50.5 million visitors. Let's now turn our attention to consumer confidence in Turkey. In May, the Consumer Confidence Index in Turkey experienced a notable 4% increase compared to the previous month. This rise in consumer confidence signifies a positive sentiment among the population, indicating optimism and a positive economic outlook. And shifting gears, we delve into the actions taken by the European Central Bank. In response to the prolonged high inflation, the ECB recently decided to raise the three key interest rates by 25 basis points during its meeting on May 4th. This decision reflects the ongoing efforts to tackle inflationary pressures and assess economic activity. The Governing Council's aim is to bring policy rates to levels that are sufficiently restrictive to ensure a timely return of inflation to its 2% medium-term target. Let's now explore the intersection of markets and sustainability. As sustainability and competition sometimes clash, experts emphasize the need for clearer guidance on what is permissible under competition law. By identifying sustainability benefits that can lead to efficiency gains for all citizens rather than just individual consumers, we can strike a balance between sustainability and competition. For instance, in Austria, draft guidelines have recognized biodiversity as an efficiency gain. The Austrian Federal Competition Authority has already published guidelines for sustainability agreements in 2022, providing companies with a framework to assess the compatibility of their cooperation with Austrian competition law. Lastly, let's turn our attention to the United Kingdom and its consumer confidence. The latest data shows that consumer confidence in the UK continues to recover, with a 3-point increases to minus 27 in May, and this upward trend indicates growing optimism among consumers, which can have positive implications for economic growth and consumer spending. We are moving to the Czech Republic, where the year-on-year decrease in prices continues to impact the industry and agriculture sectors. This ongoing trend has significant implications for the country's economy. Moving to Germany. Recent provisional results from the Federal Statistical Office reveal a decrease in the real stock of orders. This decline, driven by the motor vehicles industry, poses challenges for the sector. Now let's turn our attention to Azerbaijan, where the industrial output experienced a decline in the first quarter of 2023 compared to the corresponding period of the previous year, while the sectors of electricity, gas, and steam production saw an increase. The sector of water supply, waste management, and remediation activities also experienced growth. Shifting our focus to Australia, we have positive news on the wage front. The March quarter of 2023 saw accelerated wage growth, primarily led by the private sector and key industries such as education and training and professional, scientific, and technical services. Next, we explore the construction sector in the Euro area and the European Union. According to Eurostat's first estimates, there was a decrease in production in the construction sector compared to the previous month. However, when comparing March 2023 to the same period in the previous year, the decline is less pronounced. Our attention now shifts to Greece, where the first quarter of 2023 witnessed an increase in the turnover of enterprises compared to the same period of previous year. This growth reflects positive momentum in the country's economy. Let's take a brief detour from economic indicators to explore an important aspect of sustainable development. A recent World Bank report highlights the crucial role of cities in addressing climate change and promoting inclusive growth. The report examines the relationship between cities and climate change, offering guidance to policymakers on making cities greener, more resilient, and inclusive. Shifting gears to the tech industry, we explore the strategies of major players like Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, formerly Facebook, and Apple in embracing artificial intelligence. These tech giants are leveraging AI to derive growth in their respective cloud services, with each company adopting its unique approach. And also, the Ifo Business Climate Index in Germany declined, driven by significantly more pessimistic expectations, particularly in the manufacturing, trade, and construction sectors. In May, the index fell to 91.7 points, down from the 93.4 points in April. If you have ever wondered about corporate income tax rates in Europe for 2023, we have got you covered. Nearly all nations in Europe impose corporate income taxes on their profits. The rates vary among European OECD nations. Portugal has the highest statutory corporate income tax rate at 31.5%, followed by Germany at 29.8% and Italy at 27.8%. On the other hand, end of the spectrum, Lithuania, Hungary, and Ireland have the lowest corporate income tax rates at 15%, 9%, and 12.5% respectively. In Japan, Real earnings have experienced the most significant decline in 8 years as inflation takes its toll. Government data reveals that inflation-adjusted real wages dropped, highlighting the impact of rising prices on consumers' purchasing power. Turning our attention to Finland, the unemployment rate in April reached its highest level in nearly a year. The jobless rate rose to 7.9%, up from 6.9% in March, and the same rate as the previous year. Additionally, youth unemployment has seen a surge. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, reports that GDP growth has picked up moderately in the first quarter of 2023. According to the provisional estimates, GDP in the OECD rose by 0.4% quarter-on-quarter. In the G7 countries, quarter-on-quarter GDP growth remained at 0.3% in the first quarter of 2023, with Canada, Japan, and France experiencing a recovery in growth. Good news on the EU trade front. The trade balance deficit has returned to almost zero in the first quarter of 2023. This turnaround is mainly driven by a decrease in energy prices after facing deficit of 150 billion euros in the third quarter of 2022 and 78 billion euros in the fourth quarter of 2022, and the EU trade balance displayed a deficit of just 2 billion euros. Let's shift our focuses to the G7 summit held in May 2023. The summit marked a significant milestone in global diplomacy with a renewed commitment to address climate change and sustainability. The leaders emphasized accelerating the phasing out of fossil fuels, boosting renewable energy deployment, and combating plastic pollution. Their commitments include achieving net zero energy systems by 2050, expanding offshore wind and solar photovoltaic capacity, and reducing any additional plastic pollution to zero by 2040. These actions represent crucial steps towards tackling the climate crisis. Europe continues to grapple with a housing crisis. Despite a limited decline in housing prices, buying a home remains challenging. Rising mortgage rates, stricter lending criteria, and inflationary pressures are making it harder for low-income earners and young buyers to enter the housing market. The lack of affordable housing supply and slow progress in social housing exacerbate the situation. Government measures to address the crisis have been insufficient, contrasting the support provided during previous crises. And finally, some positive news for Portugal. Moody's has upgraded Portugal's outlook to positive and maintained its Baa2 rating. This reflects improved economic prospects for the country, highlighting positive developments in its financial stability and reforms. The upgraded outlook signifies increased confidence in Portugal's economic performance and the effectiveness of its policy measures. That wraps up our economy newsletter for today. We covered a wide range of topics. Stay informed and tuned in for more economic news in our upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching and remember to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates.